Welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us, please visit our Facebook page, website, everywhere else, all our social media pages to find out what has been happening. You've missed such an interesting show today if you missed it. But now we are on to our sickle cell projects.
The young woman that I wanted to marry also, actually we got married before we found out that she too was AS. So our first child is SS. He's 40 years old now. So he's 40 years old now, yes. But that actually initially made me not sure of what I wanted to do in medicine. But in 1972 is when he was born, and I came to Ghana in 1974. So I was in medical school now. And at Yale, for medical school, you have to do some research study as a student and write a thesis. And so my thesis was on child health in the Ghanaian community. It was a way for me to actually learn about pediatrics in Ghana because I had left so young, and it was just a dream to be a pediatrician, but I really didn't know what problems children were having here. I had gone to school in Kumasi, and so I wanted to do it in Kumasi. And Komfanochi Teaching Hospital, which at the time we used to call it G, is really the large hospital I was familiar with in Ghana. And my research work, I was there for about 4 months. One thing I discovered was the extremely low number of children who were admitted with sickle cell disease. And I remember talking to the head of pediatrics there and said, you know, everybody in the world says sickle cell disease is so common in Africa, especially in West Africa. But I'm surprised that if, you know, I reviewed my research work was to review 10 years of hospitalization records for the children to find out what they came in with, what they died with. Really was my self-education. But there were so few with sickle cell disease. And what he said was, well, you know, you see children dying from pneumonia, malaria. Among them are a large number with sickle cell disease, but we don't diagnose it. And so we don't really know how many of these children have sickle cell disease who die here.
And why didn't they diagnose it?
Because they just screened, there was no screening. So, you know, a young child would come in with pneumonia and die, and it would just be recorded as pneumonia death. But it wouldn't occur to people to even investigate that sickle cell disease could be the underlying, you know, factor. So after medical school, I trained in pediatrics and then decided to do hematology. When I came here the first time with my son, who was 2 years old, my mom was alive, and I was trying to explain to my mother that my child has this disease, that people knew, you know, that it causes pain. But she couldn't understand that a child that young could actually have it. And because I think they had only seen it when it gets expressed in older children and adults. And then the idea of a constancy of a genetic disease also doesn't fit our tradition as well. People think of diseases that come and go. So when you're well, the disease is gone. And then when you get the pains, the disease has come back. But the idea that in fact you have the disease even when you're well because of, you know, genes that just didn't fit. So she actually is the one that advised me that this is, you know, she's religious. And so she thought that this is a sign from God, that this is where I should concentrate my effort. So when I went back, I sort of switched from my infectious disease interest to say, well, maybe I should do hematology. So after I finished my pediatric training, I trained in hematology at Children's Hospital, Philadelphia, way back when, 1977 to 80, and I've been in sickle cell disease work, you know, ever since. Wow. Yes.
So details of how you can help us on the sickle cell project should be on the screens right now. Find a way, even if it's just for you to help us contributing with your knowledge or contributing financially. All is welcome.
Definitely. And we had such an amazing episode today. We looked at Coco King, looked at how it is like in a day in the life of a real estate agent, and of course our golden tips for you this week. So thank you all for watching. We are wearing gorgeous outfits from pt.5 today. Thank you for that. Our makeup was done by So Aesthetic, and we also need to thank Capture Your Memory Bank for all the gorgeous pictures that they're always making for us. Well, that's it from us here at the Be Bold Show. Be bold, remember, and see you next week.
See you next week.
I shine I'm bright in. Keep investing where you live your life in. Reap what you sow, make your pockets handsome. And when you get some, try share one.
Stand up tall and you're wise and you bold. I stand up tall and I'm wise and I'm bold. Let's stand up tall and you're wise and you bold. Be wise and be bold. Be wise and be bold. Stand up tall and you're wise and be bold. I stand up tall and I'm wise and I'm bold. Let's stand up tall and you're wise and be bold. Be wise and be bold. Be wise and be bold.
Yeah, Ghana, my motherland, my brother man. We are on a race to another land where we have a plan to make a better man. A day in a life, a day in your life to make things right. View the lamplight, we're about to climb heights with 4 steps, call it 4 letters. Bold, word, success story told. Maybe share a story on your own. Hard work, trying to keep up with the Jones. Overcome it, their lips and the bone. Made a promise, I will make it when I'm grown. Let's all
stand up tall and be wise and be bold. I stand up tall and I'm wise and I'm bold. Let's stand up tall and be wise and be bold. Be wise and be bold. Be wise and be bold. Stand up tall and be wise and be bold. I stand up tall and I'm wise and I'm bold. Let's stand up tall and be wise and be bold. Be wise and be bold. Be wise and be bold. Show.
everybody needs something. Take a step, make a move, action. Insecurities only make a victim. To be the one then, love your blood genes, love who you are. Express how you think, can't flex with your ID like you do with BB pins. Back then like Titanic I sank, but it's a good day, I can hear the bed sing. I got a quick edge like a violin string. Now the pain keeps falling, now we flowers in spring. And be wise and be bold, at least in your thoughts be a queen or a king.
Stand up tall and be wise and be bold. I stand up tall and I'm wise and I'm bold. Let's stand up tall and be wise and be bold. Be wise and be bold. Be wise and be bold. Stand up tall and be wise and be bold. I stand up tall and I'm wise and I'm bold. Let's stand up tall and be wise and be bold. Be wise and be bold. Be wise and be bold.
Alright guys, it's a wrap! The Be Bold Show is proudly supported by